We've the national news on the way, but now on ITV, here's the latest from where you are.
Good evening, welcome to ITV News for Tyne Tees. Tonight's headlines.
Need to improve. The government says it's cracking down on poor hospital food. We take a look at what our region's hospitals are serving up.
Also tonight, a memorial garden opens to John Alder and Liam Sweeney, the Newcastle fans killed on board MH17.
New owner. One of the most important archaeological sites in the northeast is up for sale.
And in sports, the Ice Bucket Derby is in full swing as Newcastle's manager accepts the challenge from Sunderland's chairman.
Hello. Soggy and unhealthy hospital meals should become a thing of the past. That's what the government said today as it announced legally binding new rules in how they're prepared.
It's also released a map showing which hospitals serve the best dishes. Our region has mixed results. Today, a hospital caterer in Gateshead said he thought North East hospitals were better than average. Not all patients would agree. Dan Ashby is live for us in the kitchen of the QE hospital. Dan, what's going to change?
Well, this is exactly the type of thing the government wants to see. Big kitchens used to prepare fresh food. And that's why it's brought in a whole raft of measures today. They want to see fresh fish served twice a week. They want less salt in carbohydrates and veg. And they even want every patient who comes in to have their own meal plan. Ultimately, what they want to do, though, is banish those nightmare stories we've all heard about horrible hospital meals. Is this an acceptable meal to eat in hospital? These are just some of the dishes patients say they have eaten. But soon, serving this could be illegal. The government is now enforcing minimum standards. The QE hospital in Gateshead built a new kitchen 4 years ago and use it to serve 1,400 meals a day.
On a Thursday we do carvery, 3 meats, and from now go to chicken, curries, lasagnas, spaghetti, everything fresh.
And it's hot, locally sourced meals like these that the government wants more of.
And we welcome them, and the fact that they've been made mandatory is good, because for us it's a level playing field. You know, the hospitals in the North East have always prided themselves on offering good choice and good value for money foods for the staff as well.
But the Health Secretary, it seems, is on a personal mission. Now all hospitals will have to serve fish twice a week and add no extra salt in carbs and veg. And they'll also have to give everyone a personal food plan.
We are learning as an NHS that we have to listen much more to patients. And patients say that the quality of food at their hospital is one of the most important things in their stay. On top of which we know that if you give people healthy, nutritious food, it means they recover more quickly, they stay in hospital for a shorter amount of time, and it costs the NHS less. So there are lots of reasons why this is very important.
They're even introducing an interactive map which has ranked our hospitals. South Tyneside is amongst the best, but Hexham is amongst the worst. On Teesside, many said they expected better.
All you do is just get basics foods all the time, and it's just like, ugh, it's rubbish, you know what I mean?
No good tasting, no salt, nothing, no any spice, nothing, not given.
I didn't have a lot of it because I wasn't well enough, but at the same time I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
There's no taste to it, not much menu, no nothing, so I just don't like hospital food.
But now hospitals will have to find the cash for healthier, more locally sourced meals. And the government say it's not just about comfort, but about putting our health at the heart of every meal. And to talk about exactly that issue about our health is Sharon Stewart from Age UK. Sharon, how important are hospital meals to patients coming in?
They're very important, particularly to older people. What we're aware of at Age UK is a third of older people, when they come into hospital for a stay, are actually already suffering from malnourishment or at risk of malnourishment. So the meals they get in the hospital are very, very important in terms the nutritional value, and also them looking nice and tasting nice to make sure that they have an appetite and eat the food that they're given while they're here.
That's a pretty shocking fact about that number of people, but even if they're staying for a short amount of time, for 2 days, can it make a big difference?
Absolutely it can, because it's a very frightening experience to be brought into hospital for an older person and for their relatives, and the standard of the food, the way it's produced, the way it's presented, can really make them feel okay about being in hospital, or make them feel like they're not being cared for, and it can make them feel unwell mentally as well as physically, and it can stop them recovering as well.
Some people today said they wanted legislation and that this doesn't go far enough. Are you happy that this will ensure we'll get better hospital meals?
Well, Age UK has been part of the panel that's been leading on these new hospital standards for food, and we're aware that they're going to be written into the NHS contract for hospitals. Now, those contracts are legally binding documents. The clinical commissioning group who commission the hospitals will be holding them to account on those. At Age UK Gateshead, we have an NHS contract and we know that we're held to account on it. We think it should be a carrot rather than a stick at this point, so we're quite happy with that locally.
And just briefly, patients obviously get the choice, but you want to see healthier choices in the wider community.
Absolutely. In Gateshead, we're part of a national pilot. There's only 5 areas in the country which are actually leading on a whole community approach to older people's nutrition. So we're working very closely with the QE and care homes to make sure we have a whole system approach and people are picked up for their nutrition.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us. This will obviously cost hospitals a lot, but it's a price the government think is worth paying.
OK, Dan in Gateshead, thank you very much. And you can find out more about hospital food and the ratings given to North East hospitals on our website, itv.com/Tyne Tees.